And welcome, ladies and gents, to Lessons Chapter 1, Section 9, and Chapter 1, Section 10, using equations to solve word problems. I'm going to show you the even answers to try to save some time next week. Hey, if you did not complete that assignment properly as you should have the previous lesson, previous school day, why don't you go ahead and press pause and then fast forward over to the lesson. For everybody else, I'm going to reveal this page so you can press pause. And here we go, ladies and gents. A reminder where we have been, where we are now, and where we are going. Yes, you've been understanding equations for a while, focusing on one-step equations on your algebra steps. I know some of you guys got mad computation skills, but we need to focus on the algebra. Why? Because take a look at the purple. Where are we heading? What happens when we combine our red and blue ideas from previous years and this year? Well, we're going into two-step equations, like 2x plus 17 equals 34. And we're going into multi-step equations where there might be variables on both sides. There might be fractions or decimals. There might be some parentheses that need to be simplified. So we got a lot to focus on. Please, please, please focus on your algebra steps. And so here we go. Now, once again, I've been working long and hard with you folks on titling your paper correctly. So please go ahead and hit pause and title your paper as you see it. Assignment number 5, use equations to solve word problems. First and last name, the date, which I keep messing up the dates because I pull this from previous years. Put in today's date. I think you're looking at this, or should be, on the 21st. Hour 1 or hour 2. Page 21, numbers 26 to 31, and page 23, numbers 4 to 7 and 10 to 17. Should all fit on front and back if you guys are smart with your space, but you're welcome to use 2 pages. Go ahead and hit pause right now and make sure you have titled your paper correctly. Go ahead. So folks, this is a 1 lesson day, 2 pages, yes, but it's only, let's see here, 26 to 31, that'd be 6 problems, 4 to 7, another 4, we're up to 10, 10 to 17, another 8, you're at 18 problems. I will make the video short and sweet, and then you can begin. Examples, please notice that now our end term is on the right-hand side. Okay, but it's really not a big deal. Once again, when you're thinking about an equation like a balance, it doesn't really matter to me if you put n on one side and a number on the other. I'll make this up. Because after all, if you take those and switch it, it will still be balanced. So don't try to overthink what you're doing right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this first example. I'm going to write my equal sign. Our goal, of course, is to get n by itself, but right now we have an n and an additional 5. Let's take away those 5 blocks, being fair to both sides. And yes, I have asked you, excuse me, positive 5 and negative 5 make 0, so those cancel out. And we see that what do we have left? If we took 5 away, we would have 35 remaining. Noticing here, we have the problem, we have your work, and then we have your solution. Aha, but the directions for the first assignment will ask us to check it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that equation. 40 is equal to n plus 5. But wait a second. We think we know what that missing number is. Not missing anymore. We think it's 35. I'm going to go ahead and write a little question mark above that equal sign. I'm going to kind of cover up with my hands the other side. I'm going to legitimately add 35 and 5 is 40. And now if I remove that, oh yeah, you bet this is a true statement. 40 is the same as 40. Now, folks, I know some of you can check this in your head, but you have to trust the process. We'll be working toward 2-step equations, toward multi-step equations. You can't do it all in your head. Toward equations with fraction and decimal answers. So please, 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 please pause, check it appropriately. Let's go ahead on. But again, you're going to see problem, solution, problem, work, solution, and your checking. Could take 5 or 6 lines, folks. I'm going to change this up ever so slightly to make this 2 and 5/10 because, well, why not? Our focus, trying to get t by itself and alone. But right now we have t and we're taking away $2.50. Let's go ahead and add $2.50 to figure out, well, how much money did I have before someone took that away? So subtracting 2.5 and adding that 2.5 back in makes 0. Please do not write the 0. You don't need it. What that does do for us is that leaves us with only the unknown remaining. Yay! Meanwhile, if we take 25 and add 2.5, we'd have $27.50, and we have just solved this. But, you know, we all make mistakes. So let's go ahead now and check it, where we had an equation, some missing number, subtracting $2.50 was equal to 25, but we don't think that's missing anymore. We think we know what that number is. We think that number is 27.5. So I'm going to put a little question mark over here. I'm going to kind of cover up this answer, pretend you don't know it, and then go off to the side and let's find out. If we subtract 2.5 from 27.5, we end up with 25 wholes and no parts, which is in fact the same as saying 25. So if you look closely and you get a quiz or a test just like this, learn how to check your equation. Anybody can come up with any answer, but a solution is a number or numbers that makes a statement true. If somebody else came up with an answer of 30 and I came up with 27.5, well, one of us is going to be able to prove that we are true and the other will not. Once again, you see all the steps of these examples, the problem, the work, the solution, and the checking. If you do not put all those steps on your homework, you will not receive credit. If you do not put all those steps on your test next week, you will not receive full credit. All right, folks, that's all I have for you. Go ahead and start up. Some of you draw a nice big old line all the way across this. Go ahead and start up page 21. Six problems on that page, and then problem, work, solution, and checking. Once you go to page 23, ladies and gents, notice the directions do not ask you to check. So you have permission on page 23 to write the problem, not all the words. The problem is the equation, and then the work, and then the solution. But you do not need to check page 23, and you do not need to write all the sentences. Problem is the equation, work shows your algebra steps, and your solution. If you don't understand those directions, rewind and listen again. If you need any help from me, folks, let me know how I can help. You guys have a wonderful day.